What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a review of the new iPhone 5. I promised you guys I would be doing a review, and so I've been trying, but my printer has been broken. I don't know why, but so I can't print off any details on it, so I'm just on my laptop right here, so you may hear me pause for just a minute. So I'm going to do a full review on the iPhone 5. This is, of course, the black iPhone 5. This is a 16 gigabyte version, Sprint, and I will just do a review on the general iPhone 5, not just mine, but all of them. Okay, first let's talk about the outside of the phone. On the outside of the phone we have, of course, the home screen button, and on the side, the left side, we have the volume rockers up and down. And then above that, if you do not know about iPhones, this is a silent button, which is a very useful feature. If you want your phone to be on silent, you can just press that button and it will be orange and it will be on silent, and it can vibrate. So on the bottom we have the new lightning pin connector, which is a 9-pin dock connector. Then beside that we have the speakers, and then the 3.5mm headset jack. We have nothing on the right, and then on the top we have the power lock and unlock, and on the back we have the camera and a new aluminum back to the iPhone, and then on the top of the phone we have a front-facing camera, which I will talk about here in a minute, and a speaker right below that. So, what comes in the box for the iPhone 5? If you want to go watch my unboxing of it, you can. It will be in the description. The box, of course, looks like typical Apple packaging. It's just a black box. And what's inside the box? Well, it comes on this. There's fingertips and stuff in here. And they've got the earbuds. And, of course, the charger. So, push that off to the side. Alright, this is running iOS 6. It measures 4.87 by 2.31 by 0.3 inches thick. And for you that don't use inches, it is 123.8 by 58.6 by 7.6 millimeters. It weighs a stunning 3.95 ounces, which is incredibly light. If you hold this phone, you will definitely be able to tell that this is very light. The average for a phone is about 4.1 ounces, about 4.1, 4.2 ounces. So in the hand, this feels very light. It is a little bit lighter than the Galaxy S3. I may be doing a review of them both, a comparison. So let's talk about the display. Since I do not have an iPhone 4, I have the iPod Touch 4th generation, and it is the same size. So you can see how much bigger it is. So the display itself is about average. I know everybody wants you to think that it has a very small screen, but it is a little bit bigger. It is very average. It is a 4-inch display that is measured from here to there. Its resolution is 640 by 1136 pixels, which is 326 pixels per inch. Okay, let's talk about battery life. The battery life on the iPhone 5 it's alright. The typical Android phone does not get very well battery. It'll give you about 8 hours of standby time, or not standby time, but it'll just give you about 8 hours talk time, and standby time will be about 200 hours. So I mean, this is just above good. This is just above average on Android. This is a very good battery life. Comparing it to the Samsung Galaxy S3, it is practically the same. On standby time, this will give you about 9.4 days, which is 225 hours, and about 8 hours talk time on 3G. Its battery on the inside is a 1440 milliamp battery. Just for you guys keeping statistics, on this phone. It is running a Apple A6 chip with a dual-core 1300 milliamp processor in it, and it gives you about 1016 megabytes of RAM, and the smallest you can get is 16 gigabytes of built-in storage, and the largest you can get is 64 gigabytes. You can also get a 32 gigabyte version of it also. So let's talk about camera. The camera quality on this phone is very, very average. It's not anything outstanding. It is not amazing. It's just average. As you can see here, this is just, I mean, it's not great, but you know, it's typical Apple. They said they improved the camera big time, but they didn't. It has stayed pretty much the exact same. You can watch reviews of the iPhone 4 camera versus the iPhone 5 camera. There's practically no difference. It is an 8 megapixel camera. It does have one LED flash on the back, as you can see there. It has one LED flash. It has a black illuminated sensor, which is a BSI. It has autofocus, also has touch to focus. It has stabilization, which is good, face detection, geotagging, and HDR, which is high dynamic range. And it also has the new panoramic mode. I can show you this panoramic mode real quick. Alright, all you gotta do for panoramic mode is, I'll start on my laptop. How about that? You just hold it down, and it will tell you to slow down, because if you go too fast, the panoramic mode does not work very well. As you can see, I'm going to go fast just to show you how it doesn't work. Okay. Now you go into, oh, you gotta press done. Go into your pictures, and it comes out just like this. Now, that picture is pretty good, but where I started to move up, you can't really tell. I mean, that's a pretty good picture of the panorama. Alright, now let's talk about the front-facing camera. You can see my camera there. The front-facing camera is a 1.2 megapixel camera, and again, it is a very average camera. It is nothing outstanding, it is nothing amazing. It's just very average. Alright, let's talk about speed, and I'm going to be doing Verizon versus at&t. The Verizon one was tested in San Francisco, the at&t one was tested in New York, so they both have good LTE coverage and 4G. So, I'm going to tell you firsthand, Verizon is really bad, and they, they are just not good at all. I'm not going to lie, they are bad. So, the average download speed on Verizon is about 9.78 megabits per second. The average upload speed on Verizon is about 7.47 megabits per second. The average upload speed on at&t is about 20.44 megabits per second, and the average upload speed on at&t is about 9.39 megabits per second. Now, just to show you guys how fast it really is, I'm going to go to the home screen, and I'm going to get out of all applications. I'm going to cancel everything. Okay, now I'm closed out of every single application. Nothing is running. So I'm going to test this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go to New York Times. Alright, I'm going to go to New York Times and go. And it is almost fully loaded. There we go, it is fully loaded. New York Times, and let's just see how pinch to zoom really works. Does it work well? Yes, it does. Pinch to zoom works very well on the iPhone 5. The only thing I don't like about the internet experience on the iPhone 5 is on Android phones, the letters and the paragraphs will actually match up on the screen, unlike this where you don't get that. Okay, now we're going to open an application. We're going to open Minecraft. See how fast it opens, and there we go. It's already opened. That was quick. So now we're going to go to my mail and just see how fast it takes to reload. And that's it. So as you can tell, it is working great. That is the Wi-Fi on the iPhone 5. I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. And I'm going to run solely on 3G on the Sprint network. So I'm going to reload New York Times and go. This will take a little bit longer because Wi-Fi is always a lot faster, and it's still going, and it's about done. Almost. There we go, it's done. As you can tell, the Sprint network, the mobile networks are always going to be slower, but that is expected when you're looking at cell phones. So this about does it for the review. I'm just going to talk about one more thing, which is pricing. A lot of people are concerned about pricing on the iPhone 5, and these iPhones, they do come in two colors. They come in black and slate, which is what I have. This is black, and this is the slate. And the other color you can get is white and silver. It'll have a white, I'm sure you've seen it, it's just got white, and the ring around it is silver. So, these come in a 16 gigabyte model, which is $200, a 32 gigabyte model, which is $300, or a 64 gigabyte model, which is $300. And I personally just got off of my last contract, and so I did get this phone for exactly $200, but with tax and all that stuff, it cost $217. So it's not the $500 everybody tells you. It really isn't. But this is also available on at&t, Sprint, and Verizon, all at the starting price of $200. You can go on to Apple and buy yourself one, or you can just order it through your carrier. So this does it for the iPhone 5 review. If you have any questions for me, if you want me to show you anything, if you want me to make another video, then go ahead and tell me. Also, follow me on Twitter at LucasWillis23. You get all kinds of stuff on there. Just a bunch of random personal stuff, I guess. So this does it. Make sure to watch more of my videos. I have a podcast called The Peamcast where I talk about a bunch of electronics and stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I will see you guys later.